So the question that we have before us today at the beginning of this message is, are we living a life for God, or are we just saying that we are? Because whether you are saved or not, God is tuned in to your life. He's always watching, and that is because he is interested in you. He cares and loves for you more than you could ever imagine or even understand, whether you feel deserving or not, whether you care or not. God is watching. So, what characteristics are required to live this life for God? Well, the first characteristic that we're going to go over is obedience. We must live a life of obedience. Obedience to God and His Word. We must live a life of obedience. You know, a lot of people say that they want to walk with God without walking in obedience. They want their cake and eat it too. They don't want to let go of anything. They want the best of both worlds, and that is not possible. We have to choose. They want the benefits without living the life. And that's why it's extremely annoying to me when I see celebrities who clearly don't honor God, claiming to be blessed by God. I'm sorry, that is just not true. Your success is coming straight from the devil in those circumstances. And it's only hush money. I like to call it the devil's hush money. So we must be obedient to his word. In this life that we live under the skies of the Almighty, we go through seasons where we lose the freshness of the gospel and we become cold toward God and His Word. We tend to grow cold and we begin wanting credit for tests that we have not passed yet. I know I was there for the past like almost 2 years. I was going through a test that I just could not pass, and I got so frustrated, I got so angry, I got so, just upset about everything by the end of it, that I just wanted God to, check me off, mark me off, like, hey, I've had enough, right? And we've all been there, right? Where we want credit for tests that we have not passed yet. As believers, we must live a life of obedience. If not, our lives will be unbalanced. Okay. My father said in his message, if we do not live a life of obedience, then our lives will be unbalanced. So our life and actions must be in alignment with God and His Word. Our actions must be consistent with the Word of God that is in us. So the question is the Word of God in you? God's ways are not our ways. Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6 say, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all you do, and He will show you which path to take. So we must trust in the Lord with all of our heart and not depend on our own understanding, which is, easier said than done sometimes, right? It's kind of like default for us to just depend on our own understanding. But Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 say, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Okay. So there's many things in life that we put our trust in. Sometimes we find ourselves putting our trust in other things, like maybe other people, our jobs, ourselves, right? But Proverbs 3, 5 says, trust in the Lord with all of your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek His will in all that you do, and He will show you which path to take. That's the problem. We seek our will and we don't know which way to go. But if we seek His will in all that we do, He will show us which path to take.